These videos have definitely happened to others, and they could certainly happen to you. Number 12. The UK explorer reaches the top floor of an abandoned house and finds himself standing outside of an old break room kitchen. He takes a single step inside and is met with the sound of old material crumbling beneath his feet.
Just going into one of the rooms that we found in a house that belonged to the factory. Nice kitchen in. I did in fact fall. Luckily I didn't go right through.
He falls up to his waist and puts his arms out at the last second to save himself, shutting off his camera in the process. A newly formed hole in the brittle floor shows a massive drop, ending in piles of sharp-edged debris. Even if he did survive the fall, no one was around to help 4 miles in all directions. Number 11. A man gets on a train heading for Oakland, California, and starts to lose his mind. He has with him not just 1, but 2 brand new store-bought chainsaws. He takes the first one out of the box and puts it together, saying bad things all the while. He opens the second box and now stands before the public brandishing of 2 powerful chainsaws. Everyone is stunned into silence. He even tries to turn the chainsaw on at one point. The chainsaw won't go on because it's not fully charged or doesn't have fuel. Either way, I can only imagine the terrible panic that would have ensued if he had actually managed to turn on the chainsaw within the tight confines of the crowded train, and what he would have done from there. The man was later identified and charged with making threats. It really makes you wonder who you will encounter on public transportation. Number 10. A group driving down the road in the Philippines are so surprised with what they see on the sidewalk that they have no choice but to slow down and start to record. Walking down the sidewalk, there appears to be a man walking without a head, just simply minding his own business. His movements are quite natural, which only makes the person more mysterious. If you happen to speak this language, maybe you can translate what is said here. Apparently, it's a common myth in the Philippines that if you see a person walking with no head, that the individual passed away that day. Did someone actually catch this on camera? Or is this a simple illusion based on the lighting or something along the lines of that? Number 9. In 2009, a YouTuber named TCBallinger uploaded 2 ghost videos from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania that are widely regarded by most as being authentic. The first one was taken near Wheatfield Road, about a mile from a major site known only as the Triangular Field, rumored to be quite cursed by the final moments of many. A figure crosses the road accompanied by an echoing moan. Real or fake is my question. TCBallinger zooms in and picks up another figure, this time in more detail, followed by a third. What is your take on this? Do they look like distinct individuals, or is this the same CGI model being recycled? He then goes on to a different location that is only a half mile from the Triangular Field. More spirits appear before him in the same fashion as before. Is this video editing, or did he just capture the real reason why this area as a whole is designated as a no trespassing zone? Number 8. A YouTuber named Outdoors Weekly is fishing with his little brother when he gets a little too comfortable with his surroundings and makes the mistake of letting his guard down.
Oh! No! Oh my god! Oh, dude! Oh!
He sees the snake at 2 minutes and 21 seconds, and hears his raised foot approximately 1 second later at 2 minutes and 22 seconds, ready to come down. He was about to step right on it, no doubt about that, but I want to know how bad the bite would have been. Take a look at this reptile. Is this one you can identify? Thanks for the answer if so. Number 7. A man who is accused of grabbing women at the train station falls to his knees and begs the public for forgiveness. First, he convinces them that he isn't going to go anywhere, and then he suddenly makes a break for it. Here's where things get even crazier. He gets up and trips over the most dangerous part of the entire subway, an electrified railing in the middle that can easily end a human life with just one zap. I've watched this video numerous times, and I still can't believe how close he comes to losing his life. After all, there's electricity flowing through the rails. He pulls himself up to the other side of the platform and gets away for the time being. I'm not sure if he was ever brought to justice, waiting for the chance to do something like this again. Number 6. A YouTuber named Cama Dena is recording his sister and parents in a parking lot while on vacation when he gets the strange and eerie sensation that he is being watched. He turns around and walks for a bit in the direction that he feels he is being watched from, and then he zooms in. Sure enough, this pale figure stands facing him from afar. He turns around to go back into his hotel, but the feeling of eyes upon him returns. He turns around to take in the figure one last time, who is still standing in the same spot far away from all of the cars and everything else of interest. Their white outfit looks suspiciously bright given the low lighting.
That was weird. Wait a minute.
Cama Dena hasn't a clue as to what this could be, or if one day he will see it again soon, much closer next time. Number 5. A truck driver checks his mirror just in time to see a dusty road hazard swirling his way. Try and translate this part, because I would love to hear his initial reaction word for word.
Jaj, mit látok a tükörbe?
The mini tornado dances all around and blocks the only exit. Getting out and running is probably not a good option because it could randomly change direction and come barreling his way. Now all he can do is stay inside and hope it doesn't move forward another 10 feet and rip off his door, which it looks strong enough to do. If you doubt its power, this bent streetlight says otherwise. After less than a minute, the tornado of dust dissipates moments before, raging through somebody's front door. We like to think that we'd somehow remain in control of any emergency, but all of this was random. His survival was based far more on chances than choices. Number 4. Scary Surreal Places in Time Lapse is a YouTube channel that speeds up raw footage of odd and interesting locations in search of anything out of the ordinary. They are recording a pier at random when this strange creature comes rushing towards them. I would say this is just a fish, but the animal clearly starts on land and paddles to them before submerging at the last second. They shine their lights around both sides of the pier, but whatever it was is long gone. The animal is very small, but the wide wake left in its path suggests that it's much more powerful than it seems. Leave me your best guess as to what this could be, because even the uploaders of this video have never seen anything move like it before, and they themselves are not sure what it was. Number 3. Vincenzoman Pro has a problem in his backyard that won't go away. A creepy tree creature that he has been unable to identify before or since. It faces away at first. Its broad back turned to him. At the 1 minute mark, it stretches its arms and legs and looks vaguely humanoid. Watch for yourself.
Oye, ma si sta muovendo. Oh.
As time passes by, it seems to crouch into a hostile stance. Here it kind of looks like it's on all fours with its head held very low, quite similar to videos I've seen about the rake creature. I think that it could be a monkey if he lives anywhere near the equator. Its fur color is pretty strange for one though. The sun is setting, but the camera has no problem picking up its bluish-white hue in the low light. Then it fades away from sight, possibly hiding out of fear, but also possibly following this man. It remains silent the whole time, and the way it slinks away makes him wary enough to retreat inside.
Chiudiamo. No. Ma che cazzo è?
I don't know how much danger he was in just now, but I respect his decision not to stick around and find out. Number 2, Maddie Smith is traveling to the airport with her friends Tyler and Tori when her Uber driver Tony displays some very strange behavior along the way. He makes a remark that immediately puts them on edge, and I wanted to get your opinion on how you would feel if someone randomly said this to you.
God was telling him that someone in the car needed to be saved and we needed to figure out who it was.
Shortly thereafter, he begins reciting scripture that could easily be taken as thinly veiled threats, especially coming from a stranger they've just met.
He was a murderer. Many things that he would suffer.
I personally think that he should have been able to see the rather obvious discomfort on Maddie's face and probably should have stopped this discussion, but he continues to steer the conversation towards his beliefs. He's been talking for a long time now, and Maddie hears the GPS telling him to turn around because they've missed their exit. She claims that Tony later admits that he was missing the exits on purpose. My question is if he wanted to simply ramble at them some more, or if he is blatantly taking them somewhere else. Watch this and you tell me.
You can play church all your life. I never really understand what you're in.
Now that I think about it, this routine might have been a trick to get more money. They were too freaked out to do much about his ranting and ended up riding around with him for an hour, and eventually they requested that he drop them off even though they were not at their actual destination. How serious do you think Tony was being, and where do you think this conversation would have ended if Maddie and her friends had not stopped it sooner? Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these instructions to check it out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1, the Joker takes police on a low-speed chase in California that starts in Orange County and ends in Venice Beach. He pokes his head out of the back, and I'm not sure who is even driving here, but I guess that's not enough of a thrill, because soon he is hanging out of the sunroof to taunt them further. That's when you notice that there is a passenger in the car with him. She grabs the steering wheel here, but I'm not sure that she was a willing accomplice, especially since she was not charged by police. She might have just been scared and taken against her will along for the ride, now finding herself trying to keep the car on the road as he climbs all around. When he reaches the beach, this man leaves his car in a classic Hollywood fishtail and stomps away like the Joker would. He is either a good actor or else completely convinced that he is the actual villain come to life. A final act gives you a better look into the man's psychology. Shortly before police capture him, he stops to help put sand over someone on the beach. He gives them a high five, which indicates that he is probably just a bizarre fan looking for attention and approval instead of a real copycat out to cause real mayhem and destruction. Let's get straight to the point. You want videos that will scare the heck out of you, and I fully intend to deliver.